You feed it, you walk it, you clean up after it, and somehow when it's scared, it doesn't run to you. It runs to your roommate. There's a reason for that, and it has almost nothing to do with who works hardest.
Here's the thing. Pet psychologists have actually mapped out what makes an animal attached to one specific person over everyone else in a household. And here's the part that stings a little. It's not really about who feeds the most or who's technically listed as the owner.
Multiple separate lines of research point to the same conclusion. There are real, measurable mechanisms behind why your pet picked their favorite, and most of them have nothing to do with effort. Once you understand what's actually driving the choice, you can predict, almost eerily well, which person in a new household a pet is going to gravitate toward before it even happens. Here are 5 real reasons pets pick a favorite human.
First, eye contact literally builds the bond, chemically. Researchers in Japan measured oxytocin levels in both dogs and their owners before and after a period of mutual eye contact, and found something remarkable. The hormone rose in both the dog and the human, and then rose again the next time they interacted. A self-reinforcing pattern researchers called an oxytocin loop.
Oxytocin is the exact same hormone that spikes between parents and infants during bonding, which is part of why the effect felt so strong. Interestingly, when researchers tested wolves raised by humans under similar conditions, the loop barely showed up at all, suggesting this gaze-based bonding pathway evolved specifically alongside domestication. Whoever a dog locks eyes with most consistently is quite literally building a stronger chemical bond with that dog, one gaze at a time.
Second, timing matters more than almost anything else. Both puppies and kittens go through a critical socialization window early in life. Roughly 3 to 12 weeks for puppies and as short as 2 to 7 weeks for kittens. Whoever spends real hands-on time with them during that specific window often becomes their long-term reference point for what a safe human looks and smells and sounds like.
It's less about who adopted them and more about who was actually present, holding them during those first few formative weeks. Miss that window, and even years of consistent, loving care afterward can end up playing catch-up to an imprint that was already set. That's part of why a pet can seem instantly bonded to one new person in a household while staying politely distant from everyone else. Third, pets are drawn to whoever is the most predictable, not necessarily whoever is the most affectionate. Dogs and cats both show measurable stress responses to unpredictable tone of voice, sudden movement, and inconsistent routines. Researchers studying attachment in companion animals have found that pets often gravitate toward the calmest, most consistent person in a household, even over someone who showers them with more attention, because a predictable human is, from an animal's perspective, simply safer to be around. It's the same reason a dog might flinch away from an overexcited greeting, but melt into the lap of the one person in the house who always moves slow and talks low. Chaos, even loving, well-meaning chaos, still reads as risk. Fourth, and this one's almost funny, for cats specifically, ignoring them can genuinely work better than pursuing them. In behavioral experiments, comparing how cats respond to people who actively try to engage them versus people who simply sit and let the cat make the first move, cats consistently spent more time approaching the people who left them alone.
In cat body language, direct eye contact and a forward approach can actually register as mildly threatening. The same signals unfamiliar cats give each other before a standoff. The person in the house who lets the cat come to them instead of chasing the interaction ends up looking safe by comparison, and often ends up being the one the cat eventually chooses.
And fifth, resources do matter, just not in the simple way you'd think. It's not really about who fills the food bowl. It's about who's present, calm, and available during the moments the animal actually needs comfort. After a vet visit, during a thunderstorm, right after something startling happens. Attachment theory calls this being a secure base. The person an animal automatically returns to when it's stressed becomes the person it trusts most, regardless of whose name is on the adoption papers. Being technically in charge of feeding matters far less than being the one who shows up, calm and steady, during the moments that actually scare them. So, if your pet has a favorite, and it's not you, it's not personal. It's chemistry, timing, and who happened to be the calm one in the room when it mattered most. The good news is, every single one of these is something you can build, starting today.
Are you the favorite in your house, or is it your roommate? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more breakdowns like this, hit subscribe.